forcibly shoved a running back into the end zone before?
That was my first time, but that was our strategy. You know, we had practiced that before, and it came to a moment. You know, it's situationally aware, and we gave ourselves a chance, you know, to go down and score at the end. So that's what that was all about.
John, all four of their touchdown passes were to receivers who had at least 5 yards of separation. You know, what happened in the secondary on some of those plays?
Yeah, I mean, we just had some busts. You know, guys, we weren't really doing our job. You know, we probably, you know, the first half of the snap, you know, we thought we were doing our job. You know, the play kind of went on. Those were long plays, and I feel like we just didn't get our depth and finish the play. And like you said, guys were just wide open. So we got to get them the tape and make some changes and fix the stuff like that.
John, Mike Williams had 2 deep touchdowns off those. And the first one was Grant and A.J. Green, obviously, at least communication. The second one, nobody was there. You threw your hands in the air. What happened on that, and what was supposed to happen?
You know, it was a split safety concept, and it's supposed to be somebody back there between the corner and the safety. And I feel like we just had 2 guys on a shallow route, and that was like a deep route. So it kind of just was a bust. And I didn't even, usually I checked to make sure I got a guy, just in case I got to squeeze it. But I kind of like trusted that somebody would be there. And I don't know how I got to get on the tape, but, you know, in split safety, it's supposed to be somebody back there. So we just got to get on the tape and fix it.
You guys have been playing so well on defense heading into this. How do you kind of explain like some of the breakdowns like you're talking about now?
It's hard to explain. I mean, those plays are plays that we make in our sleep just from guys being there. It's not like, you know, it was 50-50 balls, and it's just like bust, like real complete bust. So I mean, it's hard to explain. You just got to go to the tape and just see where we went wrong and trust our technique and move on from it.
How concerned are you with some of the injuries in the secondary right now? I mean, you guys were down to your last guys basically.
Yeah, that's the name of the game. You know, you hate to see how it turned out, you know, mid-game, but I think once we go back to Cleveland, you know, look at the drawing board, see, you know, move guys up, move guys out, stuff like that, I think it'll be just fine. But mid-game, it is kind of hard to make those adjustments on the fly, and it's just something, that's a part of the game, it's the NFL, so we just got to try to work through it.
Hey, what do you think of Herbert? You seem to feel like he just outlasted you with his arm.
Right, you know, early on in the game, I felt like we did a great job. Besides that long ball, I felt like we were on top of everything. Didn't really give up much, and I felt like we were in a good position to dominate that game. But like you said, it's kind of like he just didn't go anywhere. He stuck in it, he hung in there, and made a lot of big throws, and ended up making more plays than we did.
Hey, John, you played for Brandon Staley last year with the Rams. What makes him such a good coach?
I think first off, he gets his guys to play. You know, he's a great leader. You will want to run through a wall for him, and then on top of that, he wants to be like, it's a chess game with him. You know, you want to be 5-6 steps ahead of your opponent, and I think he does a great job of that. And I think he had more to outlast us than we did on this day. So maybe we'll see those guys again, and I'll be looking forward to it.
What's the overall disappointment level? Obviously, that 14-point lead, and then it you know, turned into a shootout. But just, you know, the overall disappointment of leading on the road 14 points and not being able to close it out.
Right, you never want to lose a game that you feel like you can win. So we're definitely disappointed, but you know, we're just going to ride it out throughout today. You know, tomorrow we got to wake up with next week on our mind. We're going to go through our corrections and stuff like that. But we're definitely disappointed in a game that we thought we should win, you know, in the AFC. So it's going to be tough, but we got to get through it and move on.
This reminds you of that Monday night game in Mexico?
Oh yeah, it ended up being LA, but just high scoring. You know, in that game it was a lot more takeaways on defense. You know, that's a thing that we could have done better in this game. But you know, when it's a shootout like that, it did kind of remind me of that.
John, you guys played Kansas City real tough, didn't when you come here today. So, just kind of what's your feeling on how close you guys are at 3-2?
Right, we got to find a way to win these type of games because you know later on in the season and the postseason, these are the type of games going to be, you know, close games, shootouts. Or they can be defensive games but that are still close. So I think you just got to find a way to get over that hump, win these games, and it really comes down to like locking in on your technique late in the game. I think we kind of lost that. Like I said, we lost a lot of players, so that might have played a part in it, but just something we got to go back to the table and move forward.
Is there like a moment when you kind of look up and you realize, okay, this turned into a shootout, and kind of do you have to change your mentality at all when that happens?
You know, coming out of the half, I felt like, you know, we're in a good situation. We got the ball and stuff like that, and I can't think of, you know, one specific moment, but it definitely was like, okay, a time we were like, okay, it's on us now, defense. We got to get a stop. That's the only way we're going to win, and unfortunately, we couldn't get a stop. So we're going to take that one as a defense. Anytime the team scores 40-some points and whatever, how many yards they had, we got to take that as a defense. So we got to get better.
And then did you have a good look at all on that fourth down defensive pass interference?
When I got back to my phone, one of my buddies texted me and said, "You gonna throw up at that call?" I mean, when you got a big body jump ball receiver like Mike Williams, I mean, you gotta try to fight him in some type of way. So I mean, those calls usually go to the offense. I feel like they were just hand fighting. I don't think he impeded any progress. I also think the ball was uncatchable. So it's just something that a break that didn't go our way, and you can't really control that.
Did you get to look at it yet?
I didn't look at it.
Staley often refers to some players as gangster players. How would you describe his coaching style?
Like I said, he definitely gets his guys to play in a way I feel like it's kind of unique. I mean, I can't really point out one thing that he does different from anybody else, but I just think, when it comes down to it, when that ball hits the kicker's foot in the beginning of the game, you're ready to go. And he just likes guys that make plays whenever they can, and like, even if they're not, in a good situation to make a play, he trains his guys to be able to do that. So I think that's what he's referring to.